Timestamp is February 5th, 2026, about 6:30 a.m. I've been up for a couple hours. Several hours, actually. Dude, you just went out. Sometimes I start my recording and Acorn starts going nuts, like, we're going outside. And it's like, no, we're not. We did that. It is in the... Ooh, that's my butt. No, you know the rules. You have to buy me dinner. Janus, run for it. Got some chicken marinating in there and orange sauce. Okay, now calm down. Boiled 3 giant leg quarters yesterday. I'm gonna break those. Basically pull the chicken and start setting a barbecue marinade to be able to do like barbecue sandwiches. Probably chop up some red onion, maybe some green pepper in that too. Actually, like, at that point, slow fry it. Make a pulled chicken sandwiches. It's good stuff. The leg quarters are huge, so there's a lot of meat there to work with. But, been up for a little while just trying to get my bearings. Yeah, it's in the high 40s, low 50s outside and raining. So it's a nice cold rain, which that's good stuff right there. The air bites shrewdly. 'Tis bitter cold. Nothing quite like, Minnesota, but yeah, we're trying to figure out where we want to go once we're done here. It's going to take us a year plus to go through all this. And I've read some horror stories over the past year and change. I've had time to, think about it and look at the internet, because there's always truth and wisdom there. Wow, good timing. And I'm well aware there's a lot of crap out there, but most people aren't going to lie about this kind of thing. I've been on some forums where there's other people that are dealing with past parents and hoarding and stuff like that. A lot of other people have said things like, it took us 5 years to do it. I talked to one lady who, I think she was dealing with like her aunt's stuff, and it was just her, and occasionally one of her teenage kids would help out, whatnot. But she said it took her like over 8 years to get everything settled. And it's just really disheartening reading stuff like that. It's like, no. Would rather not spend 8 years doing this, thank you. Don't do this to your kids. Don't do this to your kids. Please, your God in heaven, don't do this to your kids. Doing some of the Kawaii Vanilla Macadamia to cheer myself up a little bit. I'm having a rough morning in that respect. That helps a little bit. Went to bed with Genesis of the Dialects on, which is nice. Woke up with Stones of Blood. Been on Tom Baker for like 4 days, which is unusual. Normally would have like moved to another doctor, usually to Peter Davison, but I don't know. Weird. I'm okay with that. You know, he was my original doctor, so I'm okay with that. But I have seen the same. This is the weird thing. So I was thinking about this. He was the doctor for 7 years. He's the longest running, unless you count Tennant and the shenanigans with him, because you know he's what 10 and 14, and you know I don't even know how to equate that. But I was thinking about it, and with his library, you could probably run 5 days with all his material and go through everything once. Maybe 6 days. Because 7 years, their seasons are a little bit, or series, are a little bit different than they are here in America. But still, even with like 6 to 9 episodes per season, basically each one's about 2 hours, some are longer. Like Talons of Wing Chiang was on yesterday. And I know there are some people that really flame that for like a anti-Asian racism kind of thing. Because basically there's a white dude, a British dude, playing a Chinese man in it. And he's playing him very, very Hollywood stereotypical for the era, you know. They talk in very, you know, disjointed way, you know. You have much more wisdom than I. You know, that kind of thing. Makeup, he looks great. You know, it's not like a blackface thing where, you know, it's really obviously white dude parodizing, making fun of. This is like really good, really good. You know, and that kind of thing just brings to mind the idea of, okay, well then what is acting? Because when you're acting, you're being something that you're not. Where's the line there? You know? It's a really interesting and fun episode, I think. The one scene, though, and I don't know that I've mentioned this before, it's just like a 1-minute scene, but it just tickles me to no end. It's Tom Baker and Leela, who, from a background standpoint, Leela is dressed up in Victorian garb and feeling very out of place. It's set in the, like, 1880s in London. She's a savage. She's like, you know, Sheena. You know, the female Tarzan kind of thing. She grew up in a tribe that was called the Seva Team, which, from a language deterioration standpoint, came from Survey Team. She's from the Seva Team, which Survey Team, generation, they became very tribal and very primitive. Survey Team became Seva Team. You get the gist, probably, hopefully. If not, you're going to have a hard time with my channel, because I can already be hard to keep up with, and I know that. So she's primitive. She's incredibly intuitive and very smart, but she is not cultured. And she's adorable. She's just, in my opinion, one of the coolest companions that they've ever had in Doctor Who. Just because of how different she is from the norm. So Professor Lightfoot, who is an English-educated man, has like a dinner spread kind of thing set up, or, you know, his servant had dinner prepared for them. And they're in the middle of big mystery and chases and all that kind of stuff, so they're going to stop for a bite. It's just Professor Lightfoot and Leela. The doctor is off doing something else. Leela's kind of there keeping an eye on the professor, make sure nothing happens because there's plots and there's stuff. And the professor's like, look, we have food. And she, in Leela glory, just picks up a big old shank of meat and it's like, oh yeah. Takes a big old bite and is just innocently looking at him like, hmm? The scene between them is just so beautifully done. It's adorable because the professor's like, and she's like, aren't you going to eat? And he, like, timidly picks up like a turkey leg. And he's like, we have plates. And she's like, oh, would you like a fork and a knife? And she says, oh. Picks up a knife and just, like, stabs the thing she's eating and cuts off a wedge. And it's like, that's a good knife. And he's just taking it all in, but he's not being rude or anything. He's just kind of intrigued, amused, not really offended, just kind of like, I don't know what to do with this. So she says, are you going to eat? And he timidly picks up a turkey leg and is like, Try. It's like, we don't use our hands, do we? No. It's just really fun. Because she's not a formal banquet kind of girl, And she's kind of teaching him how to be on the wild side a little bit. It's just fun. Very Tarzan and Jane flipped. No, no, no. We use cutlery. No. Use our hands. I don't know. I adore that scene. Just from a psychology and acting standpoint, it's just a really, really fun scene. It's one of those ones that it's only like a minute and a half long, but you could do that for 3 minutes, and I would be just enthralled, watching the culture, the culture-clism, fun stuff. But yeah. Okay, so we're pulling boxes from totes from the lanai, basically going through the totes, repacking them into banker boxes, and storing them with 800% more common sense. That's kind of the gist of what we're doing right now, because it'll enable us to go through boxes out there, because we never know what box is going to have, because there's stuff we're looking for. We're looking for some medical stuff that's missing for my dad, paperwork wise. We're missing car titles and like important like deed type ownership papers, which we can acquire. I mean, I'm my dad's guardian, so I could acquire through channels and whatnot. Just a big pain in the ass, and it'd be a lot easier if we had the originals. We're looking for, there is gun collection stuff that we're not sure what my dad did with. We don't know if Chuck the Wonder Idiot, if it died with him, or if my dad hid it because, they were coming to take it away. We don't know what he did. There's some heirloomy stuff. The pocket watches are missing. There's and we don't know. And it is still possible that he gave it to Chuck, or that Chuck even concealed it for him from him. We don't know. I found a great example of why we have to open every box and not believe what we're reading. And I hadn't actually unpacked this one yet. This came out yesterday, and Tiny and I had a laugh about it between tears, Hey, You okay? Just hanging out? Yeah. Not AI, that is a three-legged cat. Um, so yeah, we got this tote right here, cat not included. That label says fishing lures. Okay, hi Queenie, I gotta get in this box for a second, sweetheart. I know you're gonna freak out. You're gonna freak out. You're gonna freak out. I know. You know, you shouldn't be up there anyway though, right? There you go. Fishing lures, okay? Fishing lures. Fishing lures. Now, I don't know how I'm getting the hook through that blender. And I'm scared to know what I'm going to catch with it. Believe nothing that you read. Exactly. Because honestly, when Tiny went out and kind of copied down some of the different titles from the boxes to let me know what was going to be coming at me. And I was dreading fishing lures because I'm like, okay, some of them, we found some fishing stuff here, and some of the fishing lures were old, nasty, dried out, like, ugh, you're not catching anything with that other than something you'll need a topical cream to correct. Puts lotion on the skin. So I was dreading it because I'm like, I'm going to have a whole bin full of, moldy, mildewy worms and tadpoles and all kinds of other just gross. So Tiny was like, I'm going to bring in the fishing lures now. I was like, okay. Got to go through it. Okay. I don't want it, but okay. Very Kuzco in the waterfall kind of, bring it on, Will I leave it out there for the next year and a half? I got to deal with it. Open the tote up and it's just like, I understand that probably at one point there were fishing lures in there and you recycled the box and started storing something else in it. But you can pull the label off, you can put a new label over it. There's a lot of different remedies for that. But again, and this is the kind of stuff we see several times a day, 100 times a week, kind of, and I still have some friends that are like, well, just, it should be pretty easy. Everything's already in totes. You know what everything is. And it's like, no, it really is not. It is not. That sounds nice. That is not how it be. No. No. So, fishing lures. It's kind of like future wind chimes. It was a box we found a while back, a shoe box that was labeled future wind chimes. And it had like a metal part in it, some kind of cast iron rod, and like a little glass sun catcher, like a stained glass sun catcher, just loose in the box. Future wind chimes. I have no idea what you were going for here, guys. I don't know. I'm incredibly confused by it. were you going to use the sun chime as, make like a wind chime mobile thing where that was going to be the centerpiece? I don't know what you had in mind. Were wind chimes going to slowly grow in that box if I had fertilized it correctly? I don't know. No idea. There's just so much crazy and stupid we're dealing with here. But we have to deal with it. Fishing lures. Well, I don't have to deal with moldy worms yet. Because if you had enough fishing lures to go in a tote, does that mean the fishing lures are now in some other storage container? Labeled socks? I don't know. I don't know. I was already a little crazy going into this, but you guys aren't helping. Oh. So, yeah, I'm going to take that shower I was talking about yesterday here in a minute. I'm going to bake up some chicken. It's been sitting in the orange chicken sauce since yesterday afternoon. Just kind of contemplating. Pull that chicken off those 3 leg quarters. It was pretty much just falling off. I'm going to start soaking that in some barbecue sauce. Probably do some kind of a garlic blend with that. Maybe some smoked paprika too. Just add a little sweet pop to it. Chop up a red onion or 2, put them in there. Oh, I did win that Barbie Jeep yesterday. So I'm going to try and make a Claudine Wolf Jeep. It looks like it's in really good shape, and nobody fought me on it. So I got it for 99 cents with $7 shipping. So not real, fancy. The nice thing is it doesn't have huge, like, Barbie embossing on it. Because a lot of times they have, like, a raised plastic part of the mold. So I could sand it down, but that gets really dicey. So I'm not competing with anything there. I could do some kind of a decal image. Probably like a crescent moon, full moon. I'm thinking about, how sometimes you'll see a full moon, but it'll have, like, the crescent thing in there too. Because Claudine Wolf, she's a lupine. It's pink with black trim and purple seats. Pretty basic, plastic molded vehicle for dolls. And I've got some plastic primer aerosol, because I don't want to try and brush paint that because it won't come out right. It's going to be easier to do base coats with the aerosol. Being careful not to, sit on it, but just to do sweeps. I got to be able to take it apart without breaking it. Hopefully it's a screw together. A lot of them are. But I'm thinking going black. I'm going to keep the interior purple, but I'm still going to paint it and seal it. I was looking at the Claudine Wolf color palette, because all their stuff, all the different characters kind of have their own color palette. And Claudine is pretty much black, purple. Occasionally she has like almost a salmony red and like a lime green are the 2 colors that I would say are like the Tetrary, like, accent colors. Black and purple are pretty much her jam. And she's already got a base brown going on. She's more brown skin, usually dark brown hair, or maybe medium brown hair. But I'm thinking I'm going to go black with the Jeep. Purple is the primary interior color, and I may do as accent colors the lime green and the kind of, it's like a salmony red. I'm not sure what to exactly label it as, but just a little bit of that splashed in here and there for that little bit of contrast. I gotta try and do this on the down low because I want to be able to surprise my girl with it. I'm gonna force her to have a Claudine vehicle, damn it. She's gonna have, she doesn't even know yet, but she's got a couple of Draculaura. She's got the Ghoulia scooter, although she doesn't know it yet. She's got the Draculaura scooter, which she does know about. I gave that to her a little while ago. And I think one of the other vehicles is either Clio's or Frankie's. I don't think they've done a Claudine vehicle. I'm going to research that before I dig into this, because if they already did do that, I may have to change up and do it for a different character. There's some neat characters in there. There's some well thought out stuff. There's Spectre of Wundergeist, Twyla Boogeyman, who is the daughter of the Boogeyman, and apparently they announced that she is in fact an autistic character, which one of our kids is autistic, so I think that's kind of cool. And apparently the voicer for the character is autistic, which, that's really cool. That's like representation within representation. That's really cool to me. So if there is a vehicle out there, and this is me doing the research, because 3 out of 4 Gryffindor, 1 out of the 4 Ravenclaw. Yeah. Yeah. I'm 3/4 Gryffindor, 1/4 Ravenclaw. I'm not afraid to kick open a door, but I also will read a book about that door before I kick it. Yeah, so I want to make sure there's not actually a Claudine vehicle and I'm not being redundant. Because if I am being redundant, well then, what character do I want to, do something with? There's a Roberta Steam, I think, who's a copper color, and she has like gears and stuff visible on her skin. She's basically like a steampunk robot character. You can see there's rivets across her face and whatnot, and neat design, pretty cool. They did some really neat stuff. Again, I'm not a doll guy, but from a toy standpoint, from a product run standpoint, you got some neat ideas here, and you actually put together some quality stuff. I'm impressed. Go Mattel, good job. But yeah, I mean, if Claudine's already got one, maybe I'll do something for Roberta and make a steampunk Jeep. That could be fun. Don't dare me. You know what I mean? Okay. Challenge accepted. Go copper with it and do some other stuff. Don't push me. This is kind of a creative project that I love doing. I really hope it is screw and not post, because it's real easy to break post stuff taking it apart if just that one little thing goes wrong. I don't know, but yeah, challenge accepted. This is gonna be fun, and it'll be a good creative outlet because I'm going crazy with this other stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm going to prep some chicken, then I'm gonna prep some more chicken, because I'm feeding essentially 2 teenagers plus me, and Pix when she does come over, because right now she's recovering from surgery and also working on George Station, trying to get it ready to scuttle, because we're bored. Can't even say it with a straight face. We had a friend that was like, man, we should go out sometime. It's like, yeah, sounds good. Break. The break would probably be great for us, but Bix and I both would probably feel guilty. You can go on vacation. How? You know, maybe in a year or so, get back with me. We're a little tied right now. You know, not in the like fun Friday night kind of way. There's a lot of possibilities there. And the seats have a weird texturing thing. It's molded plastic, but they have a weird textury thing. I can kind of pull that up. Yeah. If you can see that. Kind of almost makes me think it's a little bit. It's symmetrical with the way it does that, but it almost makes me think of like clouds. So, in Twyla Bogeyman, there's like a dream theme with her character a little bit. And her pet is Dustin, who is a dust bunny. He's a purple-pink rabbit, but he's considered a dust bunny. I'm not sure how that works exactly. So I could do something there if I went with Twyla. I don't know. I need to research this. But it's on the way. And it apparently is also in Florida, so when they do decide to ship it, which I don't think it's been shipped yet. Yeah. Stop that. Stop that. No, it hasn't been shipped yet, but if it goes out like tomorrow or something, because it looks like it's being prepped, it's in Florida, so I may get it, rapido. I don't know. Yeah, they're saying estimated delivery Monday the 9th. Today's the 5th. But honestly, if they were to ship it today, I'm not going to be mad if they don't. I'm not that kind of buyer. You've got like 3 days to get in the mail. It doesn't have to go out, 12 hours after I purchase it. I've had buyers get mad at me about that, and it's like, dude, order from Amazon, leave me alone. Post office is open on Saturday. Why do you do that? Well, number one, it's not a business day. It doesn't count against me. And number two, maybe I have plans that don't involve the crisis of getting you your action figure. So it's waiting for you Monday morning, which it wouldn't be anyway. Can you chill out? You know what I mean? It's like, I need you to take the little blue pill. Don't cut it. Take the whole thing. But yeah, so I need to research that today to try and determine which direction I'm going, because I'll need to order the right paints and whatnot. The primer and the sealer I need to order. That won't be that won't change. But my main body color and my interior color, I need to go ahead and order that. Be nice to be able to order it with the primer and sealer. The detail colors, I'll use the brush acrylics. It won't be too bad. I really hope it's a screw together though. It's gonna be a fun project. Yeah. I need that little bit of creative outlet. I'm still working on the tables for Caritas 3 over there. Just working the artistic projects in between fishing lures. Save me. Don't really save me. Yeah. should be fun. I'm such a dork, and I know that. And I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I'm well aware of my dorkness. I'm fine with me. I'm cool. Well, maybe I'm probably not cool, but yeah. Wheels are turning. Twilight would be fun. Roberta. I think they were kind of going for like a robot. Roberta. That one's a stretch, but Steam, I think, is her last name. Very obvious that she's a steampunk woman. The design on the body is really quite cool. It's pretty cool. Look it up. I did get my girl. I got my girl a complete one. In that the doll was complete. I think she was naked. But I got her another one that had like a missing hand and like a broken leg, but had her outfit. So between the two, she's got pretty much a complete character with outfit, and then another body for parts, basically. As long as it's not that leg and that hand that she needs, you know. That's how this stuff works sometimes with action figures and dolls. It's perfect as long as you don't need the left arm. If you need the left arm, we're going to have to get another one. You know what I mean? But if you need both legs, I got it. I got it back up in the bin. Had that happen before. And I've had I need a right arm. And the extra one that I have is also missing the right arm. Shit. Let me look at eBay and see if I can find a right arm. Or another one for parts that has the right arm and is missing the left arm, because I don't care about the left arm because I've got two of those, you know. It's the frustration of this sometimes. But it's also part of the fun of the hunt. As weird as that might seem. But yeah, all totaled, that Jeep's coming, and it cost me just under $9. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I was happy nobody fought me on that. I was sweating that too. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put in the bid. I put in the 99-cent bid, and then I upped it to like $3. Because there are other options online where I can get one for like 15 or 20 or whatnot. So I'm like, I don't want to go too high, because then I'm going to wind up fighting for something that I could get just as cheap another way. And I just watching the countdown, and it sold at 99 cents. I'm like, okay, all right, cool, okay, good, all right. Had a feeling it might be more complicated somehow, because, you know, I'm dealing with fishing lures. Pam, I can't even. All right, I'm gonna sign off here and deal with my fishing lures and my shower and my chicken, which in any other conversation might sound like a really, really weird turn of phrase. You're going to deal with your shower, your fishing lures, and your chicken. How do those go together again? You had to be there. So, even if they make you crazy, hug your parents, hug your kids, also crazy, and yeah, make it a great day.